Avenue Q, a smash hit Broadway musical, featured a song about the wonders of the internet. How you can do a variety of really cool things like research topics, work, shop, but this song also featured an undeniable truth that the internet also has a lot of adult material. Despite the overabundance of adult content on the internet, many platforms and individuals are pretty dead set in villainizing the content and the people that seek said content out, even if they do end up being outed as kind of hypocritical for doing so. With many restrictions being introduced around the net to limit the distribution of adult content, some creators use the not too subtle ways to try to navigate around a platform's TOS in order to continue making said content that so many people enjoy. But what happens when a platform actually tries to help these creators? Well, obviously, people are going to take advantage of it. Hey there, I'm here to interrupt your regularly scheduled entertainment. Twitch, the streaming platform, has a pretty long-time issue of creators making overtly sexual content on the platform. While some people have done this in more explicit ways and been actively punished for it, a lot of other creators have kind of bypassed the TOS in more subtle manners. Or, well, subtle to the bots on Twitch that would flag their content. While I was always aware of how abundant bouncing breasts were on the just chatting section of Twitch, I didn't really watch any of those streams since I kind of prefer my adult content in a little more of a pre-recorded format, if you catch my drift. A few days ago, though, I was doom scrolling on Twitter as one does, when I saw a flood of quote tweets from a variety of dude bros responding to someone's reaction video of a streamer standing topless while engaging with her chat. This creator was OnlyFans model B00bie, and despite being countless other creators who have done and continue to do the very same thing she was doing, she went viral for this particular stream after an entertainment news website tweeted out, "What is going on at Twitch?" in reaction to her stream. B00bie going viral over the stream was met with a lot of backlash, as you can imagine, both from the puritarians who think that porn should be outlawed by any means necessary, as well as the outcries from misogynistic dude bros who think that being female online means instant money because they have boobies. The misogynistic dude bros are actually really funny to me, as a side note, because they literally get upset that someone with boobs is more successful than they are while they are actively watching and even giving money to the booby content. So, life lesson to chant, don't demonize someone for providing a service that you are actively seeking out. Despite streamers like B00bie being on Twitch for years and years, this particular stream clip going viral sparked a mass debate on if this behavior was actually against Twitch's TOS, or if many creators like her were actually, if barely, within the guidelines. With this situation gaining more and more traction, spreading around to a variety of news websites beyond Twitter and the original poster Dexpero, Twitch inevitably had to try to make some kind of response to everything. And that response shocked many people. Twitch seemed to have two options for the expected response, which was either they could do nothing at all and allow the behavior to continue as they had already been doing, or they could have started cracking down on these softcore nudists and penalizing them for their behavior. Except Twitch is a business that ultimately makes money off of these streamers also making money, and by cracking down on all of these very popular streamers, they inadvertently would also be cutting into their own profits that these streamers generated for them, which is what, in my opinion, I believe led to the shock no one was really expecting. Twitch updated their TOS to kind of allow nudity, to a degree. The new addition to Twitch's TOS allowed for something called artistic nude, which would incorporate non-sexual nudity. Think of nude models in a drawing class, or anatomy studies, life scenes, body paint, and possibly even tattooing. Even though this new TOS rule was implemented due, in part, to the behavior of an OnlyFans model going viral, many artists rejoiced since Twitch had an unfortunate habit of penalizing artists for drawing humanoid figures, even if they weren't actually drawing anything naked. But as unexpected as this new TOS update was to everyone, the response was exactly what I personally expected. The shitheads who ruin everything came running out of hiding in order to take advantage of these new rules to the absolute extreme. So Twitch was then flooded with adult content. Now, I know that the flood of adult content ranged all across Twitch, which much of it being real-life people, but I'm an artist, so I'm going to discuss the art section specifically. Just like the rest of the section, the art category was also overrun by people either not reading the new TOS or just willfully misinterpreting what it meant, or most likely just flat out ignoring any meaning in it whatsoever. Dozens and dozens of artists flocked to Twitch to draw what they could only be described as fetish art, with giant inflated breasts and dongs galore, trying to skirt around the non-sexual part of the new nudity clause by insisting that it meant anything was fair game as long as no one was actively fucking. I'm trusting my audience here to have enough intelligence to know that is not what that new TOS clause meant. Which some people were just drawing explicit sex anyway because fuck it, I guess.
Hell yeah, hon, get your tits out.
VTubers also jumped into the fray, just want to mention that, with sudden and frankly impossibly speedy releases of nude versions of their VTuber models to just flaunt around. Like, do these guys just have those nude models laying around? Are the clothing separate aspects of the models? Who knows? I'm not a VTuber. There was so much TOS breaking for adult content flooding into the platform that I'm sure it absolutely panicked those that were working for Twitch. Bans started going out, sometimes flagging people not even participating in the new Dicks Out campaign, and unfortunately many of the people hit with bans were, again, the artists of the site. This, of course, led to a lot of complaints from those that weren't breaking the rules but were being punished for it. These complaints were lobbied at Twitch for the false bans on their accounts, but also general rage at all the people who are massively abusing this new TOS guideline and ruining this newfound freedom for everyone. Discussions started springing up how to better try to handle this kind of content on the site that would enable everybody to be happy. The people wanting to make more adult-oriented content for the platform, and the artists who constantly got villainized for not drawing clothes fast enough. Some of these discussions included things like blurring out channels that were flagged for adult materials and not having those kinds of streams allowed on the front page recommendations feed, among a few other things like more limitations on the type of nudity that was allowed and how maybe the original new nudity clause was a little too open to interpretation for some people. Regardless of their plan moving forward, just after 2 short days, Twitch rapidly rolled back their new nudity clause in the TOS and once again was against having nude content on the platform. It was honestly a very chaotic 2 days to witness. It just felt like everything was moving and happening at the speed of lightning. With every couple of minutes, I was seeing new screenshots flooding my Twitter timeline of the shenanigans that the shitheads were getting into, purposely trying to break the TOS. Seriously, they ruined a very great opportunity for so many creatives out there, from not just a making art standpoint, but also from an educational standpoint, and it's pretty sad, honestly. This is why we can't have nice boobies in peace.
This is why we can't have nice things, Barry! You ask?
Not that my overall opinion matters, but I think if Twitch did decide to bring this new nudity clause back, they should have certain criteria in place for it to be more effective. Firstly, the language needs to be very, very specific so people just don't draw barely disguised fetish art and try to excuse it for being non-sexual since no one is really having sex, but nobody's really buying that. Secondly, they should require the channels producing this type of content to have the mature content filter switched on, which yes, this is indeed something that already exists on Twitch, and you should need to be logged into an account with your age set and verified as 18 or older to avoid this dreaded "what about the kids" argument that I see floating around. Which, for the record, I don't think that generalized nudity is mature content at all, since that would mean most art museums wouldn't allow kids during their grade school field trips to roam around because a lot of statues don't have clothes. But rather, I think there just needs to be something in place for people who don't want to be recommended this kind of content on Twitch. I also saw somewhere on the list of considerations to fix this new clause would be having a mature content section on the platform altogether for the adult-oriented audiences, but that too sparked a debate on, oh my god, Twitch might as well just be the new Pornhub then, which I think is just jumping to an absolute extreme. But then again, most of the people I saw with this opinion were the misogynistic dude bros who can't get more than 1 viewer in their streams, but then blame it on titties for that skill issue. Overall, I just think that Twitch really jumped the gun overall with introducing this update to their TOS. They should have tested the waters a bit more by slowly relaxing the nudity clause instead of just outright giving that much freedom so suddenly. Then again, maybe it would have been a few shitheads who tried to ruin everything anyway, as opposed to like the amount of people that flooded the categories with nonsense, but who knows? When people want to cause problems, they'll do it however they can, really. But anyway, what is your opinions on letting non-sexual nudity onto platforms like Twitch? Do you think there isn't enough of a way to enforce what is considered sexual versus non-sexual nudity? What kind of language would you use to try to differentiate between the two if you were trying to like fix this TOS clause? Be civil, but feel free to have arguments and discussions in the comments if you like. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. It helps me out a ton and I really appreciate it. This video, like all of my content, is brought to you by Patreon, so thank you so much to Ippo, Ashley, and Alec for subscribing. If you want to support me on Patreon, tiers start as little as $1 a month. The link to that, as well as the shops and socials, can be found in the description. And with that, this is Minji, signing off, until next time.
Till I let go, I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold, 'cause I can't move on till I let